Sorry, I couldn't resist. I feel like at this point, Kid can just do the reactions for me. What was that haki right now? It actually damaged Kaido. This is like fighting a natural disaster. So I guess there is a downside to using these abilities after all. This man is stealing my job. But he's 100% right, because these chapters just keep delivering week after week after week. And the best thing, once again there's no break, and we'll finally get to see Kaido's hybrid form next week. Fingers crossed. And my god, this chapter was brilliant. Did we just get an action chapter? Nope. Did we just get a political chapter? Nope. We got both. Oh, also did I mention that Zoro cut Kaido? Absolutely love the way that Oda progresses this fight. Pulls the rug right from under our feet while at the same time reminding us that there's actually another party still present in Wano at that moment that only stands to profit from the current battle between the Yonko and the Supernova. This was the very first chapter since we arrived on Onigashima that left me with a genuine feeling of dread. With the world government closely monitoring this fight, as well as Kaido still seeming pretty damn fresh, I think we're about to lose this very euphoric progression of the third act so far. The main cause for this, however, is of course Luffy reaching his time limit for the first time, giving us a pretty good idea where he stands at right now. So if you haven't done so already, grab yourself a big cup of coffee, hit subscribe, and let's jump right into chapter 1003 of One Piece. Now, I think what this chapter shows us above all else is why battles on the highest level often take forever. Kaido just keeps tanking ridiculous attacks. Even after the fight against the Scabbards, including the two strongest Sulongmings, after all the attacks by the Supernova so far, at least on the surface, it seems like his health bar has barely moved. This also goes for Luffy's all-out attack, as he manages to punch Kaido into the ground before running out of haki again. And I'm pretty sure that this was Luffy giving it everything that he got at this point in time. What an absolute beast. Also, Big Mom actually takes the very first hit in this fight from Law, but she also doesn't seem to really care too much here. Now, luckily enough, the Supernova are also pretty strong, and thus the attack by Big Mom, that to me at least seemed extremely devastating in the last chapter, actually doesn't seem to have dealt nearly as much damage as I originally feared. All of them, including Zoro and Killer, are already back on their feet. Now you know why Aokiji and Akainu fought for 10 days. They probably just kept tanking hits like that over and over and over. However, this is of course also very lucky for Luffy, who tanked that Fire Blast by Kaido heads on last chapter and thus shielded the rest from being taken out. Now he in turn has to rely on the others to shield him until he regains his haki. Law explains Luffy's 10-minute time limit from Dressrosa to Kid, who seems by the way genuinely relieved that there wasn't such an enormous power gap between him and Luffy after all. However, I truly do hope that Luffy will not actually need those full 10 minutes to recover. And honestly, he did use significantly more haki than against Dofi, so that might counter his progress a little bit. But I do think that Luffy has grown even further than that. So if I had to bet, I would say that the Supernova will be in real trouble maybe 5 minutes from now, and Luffy will be ready to go at it again at that point. Now, Kaido meanwhile lifts back up from the ground before Kid can use the opening that Luffy has created. He twirls up, and as if he wasn't Pokemon enough already, he releases a Dragon Twister, which I gotta say, by the way, looks absolutely fucking amazing. The blast emanating from this attack pushes Luffy out of Zoro's arms, who had just caught him, and Kaido charges forward and swallows Luffy. Zoro, however, says, well, if you think this is a twister, wait what I can do with my new fancy sword. And he unleashes his own black robe Dragon Twister. And yes, he actually does it this early on, manages to cut Kaido. Woo! Now, does this make me think that Zoro will kill Kaido? No. Do I think that this is the best damn scene of the fight so far? You bet. I absolutely love that Zoro is showing us what we all wanted to see of him. It also confirms my very first One Piece theory I made about haki. It seems that objects that are imbued with enough of a user's haki actually keep that haki. Thus, while Zoro is surely using his own haki as well here, Kaido can feel Oden's will as well. Enma is as powerful as it is because it has Oden's very own willpower stored inside it, which I think is actually a really great concept for a power-up for Zoro, combining both his haki and one of the most powerful samurai to ever exist. While Kaido seems pretty shocked about this, he of course can't let someone else do a better dragon twist than him, and thus unleashes the third dragon twist of this chapter. Then he transforms into his hybrid form, and both him and Big Mom seriously have the nerve to say that they're starting to enjoy this fight. Now, don't get me wrong, on the one hand I really think that this is a real compliment for the fight the Supernovas are putting up so far. Clearly the Yonko are taking them seriously now and are willing to fight at their full strength. However, on the other hand, the fact that they look like they're just getting started is really worrisome, I feel. I truly hope that all of the Supernova, including Luffy and Zoro, have some more aces up their sleeves, because this is starting to look a little bit dark here. And just give me a second here. How awesome does the silhouette of Kaido's hybrid form look? Like, what? This is gonna be absolutely epic. Now, of course, we also have to talk about CP0 here. First of all, I hope I'm not the only one that has kind of forgotten about them. The fact that they're still here is truly unnerving, actually. Also, it really looks like Orochi is still dead. We'll see if he stays that way, but I honestly wouldn't really mind. Now, the way that CP0 is keeping track of the battle and playing both sides against each other is truly scary, and the way all of them look honestly doesn't really help. I think we can agree that we all want to see them in action at some point. But now, the fact that they were invited to the festival means that the deal with Orochi probably went through? So does that mean Vegapunk is on his way to Wano? If so, how awesome would that be? Now, for one, Sentomaru, who is Vegapunk's bodyguard, clearly should have an appearance in Wano given that he knows Ryo and all. And there are just so many other connections to Vegapunk in this arc. The Smiles, the Ancient Giants, Momo's Fruit, then we have all the people like Queen, Frankie, Sanji, and Chopper, who all have a potential plotline with him. So I would really love to see that happen. Let me know what you think about this chapter. Thanks for watching. Peace.